What is up, YouTube? All right, look. So you know one of the hardest things to do when it comes to any little video is that catching lingo that's going to grab your attention. It's probably one of the hardest things to come up with or to act out. It really is. But let's talk about a belt. So I've ran a few different belts in my time of playing Airsoft, from Speedsoft belts to MHQ belt, one specific Cubysoft belt, some little battle belts, things like that. So, but Cubysoft dropped their brand new belt, and boy, I had to wait. Like, I could have got onto here and told you how great of a belt it was and why you should get it right out of the box. But I didn't quite want to do that. I actually wanted to play with it a little bit and give you my real thoughts on it. And I used it for an outdoor event, and I just used it recently for the most recent SXL tournament held in Shot Zone. So the new Cubysoft belt, which is called the Xpert harness, and this thing it's pretty dope. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's like the most phenomenal belt, but it is the most phenomenal belt so far. I mean that. Maybe I mean that. I don't know. It's opinionated, so you know, take it with a grain of salt. But this is the new belt. Now, if you notice anything about the Cubysoft belt, if you've seen their original one, is actually wider, so it actually takes up more of your lower back, which can be a good thing. A, kind of act like a back brace for us old people, and B, just kind of widens up. It doesn't get the shaky feeling, especially when you're carrying mags in it. My last belt setup on the old Cubysoft belt, this picture right here, I ran 7 mags I could have on this thing. I don't run 7 mags now. I have no reason to be having 7 mags, you know, sip it out to the field. So I usually just carry 1,000 rounds. I carry 4 EPM ones, 3 of them in my belt, and 1 usually in the mag well of my gun as I walk onto the field. But this is the new Xpert harness. Now, it comes with a new couple little feature things to it. So you do have your original little cover. So this cover is a mag cover right here, basically. So you get your logo, so on and so forth. Or you can take it off and then, you know, prime it up to whatever you desire, whatever patches you choose to run on it. Now this one is a little bit thinner. So let me go ahead and remove these mags real quick, and then we'll get you a little bit better of a look. So it's not as wide. So you see that this is, you know, roughly, give or take, about as long as my hand right here. It is, you know, give or take, a little bit thinner. Nonetheless, this is my favorite feature about it. So when you get it out of the box, you have a specific, you know, you have your cover, and actually, there it is, but, and then you get your pads. So these pads are really great. They're really grippy right here, pretty thin, maybe 4x9, give or take, 5x9 size. Now these go onto the inside of the belt, but I don't want to put that one on. I want to show you the coolest feature about this belt that I really enjoyed, that was really the game changer for me when rocking it on outdoor or in the tournament, and that would be this pad right here. Let's take a deeper look. This wedge effect. So if you notice that it has a slight incline, so it is actually wider down here on the bottom than it is in the top. The coolest thing about this feature, which I you know, when I first seen it, I was just like, you know, that's kind of dope. I got two of these pads, and I didn't really think about what it was for until I actually put it on. I was like, holy moly, that's what that's for. So what this wedge helps do right there is it'll actually, when you have your magazines in the belt and you place it on your back, it'll actually give the effect. Now, every small little moment in tournaments is crucial, and even not outside of tournaments. When it comes to Airsoft, you know, those few microseconds can sometimes be the difference between winning or losing, running back to spawn or holding your position. So what that wedge actually does is it sends that magazine out just a little bit. So when you reach behind, whether you pull from the top or pull down, I tend to like to pull down. So when I have my belt on, my mags are basically, they're sitting right up, but at the bottom where I can reach behind there, grab a mag and pull straight down. So that feature of the wedge right there really makes a difference between getting your fingers in and doing it very quickly, And if I was running the regular pad that comes with it, then the mags can tend to sit on my back closer and actually hug on the top of my butt. So when it does that, it can be taking just a few extra seconds to kind of get your thumb in there or your fingers in there and actually get that initial pull to reload. So if you know anything about the other belt, their original one, dope belt. I'm not gonna knock that belt at all. I ran mine for a long time. But if you know anything about it, they had the kind of the 4-panel or 4-sheet kind of setup. So you would take 1, 1, 1, 1, and you'd set them across each other. You could get that little tighter effect. So you put your first initial ones on, and then you take the second ones, and you can pull a little bit tighter to hold it nice and tight to you. Good and firm, good and wide. This one doesn't have that same exact feature. So instead, what this has is the double, but it also has the pull tabs to it. So you can take these extra little tabs and pull them closer. Now these tabs are removable. You can pull it off, the whole thing as well. So you could just remove that whole thing, all right? But I mean, I have no reason to. I'd rather keep it on, even though I don't tend to pull that extra. I don't, you know, I want to be able to breathe, you know. I can't run around and not be able to breathe. But it's a really cool feature to be able to do that. So the insert for this one has 3 for the mags. So right here in the center, equally portioned out in thirds for the entire base of the back. But there's also these 2 little extra tabs on the inside right here. These little extra ones. So if you actually wanted to, you can insert 5 into this, the entire mag pouch itself. You could insert 5 in there instead of just running 3. Typically, I mean, I know some guys that run out, you know, on a field with several mags. I mean, they're trigger happy as it can be. In my time of growing of Airsoft, I don't tend to shoot as much as I used to. Especially since feathering kind of left the game. You know, that's over with. So it's just more of, you know, taking account for your shots, having to think better, and conserving ammo just a little bit more. Can really make the difference. But yeah, man, if you've seen their post or anything about this, about the Xpert harness, man, go snatch one, bro. They're super dope. I don't think you'd be disappointed at all. Are they an upgrade when it comes to the other belt? In my opinion, yes. But is it crucial to change? Not necessarily, but if you want to change and just get a slimmer look when it comes down to it, and your effect of, you know, this is all costume dress up. We're all playing toy soldier over here. So if you want to upgrade the, you know, the circumstances of how your gear looks, you know, it is an awesome option. The flexibility to it is just amazing. I don't think you would be disappointed to shift from, you know, any other style belt to this one. The closest one that I've come across that I've seen with this kind of diameter, I'd have to say close to the build, would be an MHQ belt. The SpeedQB makes a pretty good new little belt. It has I don't know the proper name. If you know the proper name to these 4 tabs of the belt itself, hey, I'd be glad to learn that. But nonetheless, man, I think it's a dope belt. I'm gonna continue using it. So go to Cubysoft, man. Give them a holler, check it out. Tell me what you think. If you've already got one of these, what do you think about it? What's the pros? What's the cons? Did you realize about the wedge? And let me know about that feature. What you think about it? Should everyone start doing that? I think so. Nonetheless, man, y'all know it's your boy. Holler back at me. I'll get some more. Shoot, I don't know. You'll see something. Catch y'all next time.